Hey everybody, welcome to In-Game Content. I am Main, and I am here with, again, Chomp and Star.
So,
So,
So today we're going to be talking about Sony and Microsoft at E3 instead of Nintendo. And just a warning, I had some Novocaine in the mouth, so I might sound a little bit weird right now. Anyway, so we're going to go over a couple rumors, some things that have been showing up in the news, and possible, things, oh, this might be happening, so let's see what we can go through with this information that we have. So anyway, one of the big thits that, of course, everyone's looking forward to on the PS4 is Uncharted 4, and we only have that one trailer that was shown off a bit ago. I don't remember when it came out. I want to say early this year, but it was just kind of like a backstory cutscene that didn't show anything really. So they definitely have opportunity of showing gameplay a lot more of, the characters or whatever, some of the settings for E3, because I think this will be pretty confident that this will show up, since it's basically arguably the most anticipated game for the PS4 at this point. So, yeah.
I can recognize that Naughty Dog makes incredible games that are fun to play and they look good. However, I guess I'm just not a fan of that, like, third-person shooter adventure genre. Because I tried to play The Last of Us a couple of weeks ago and I just couldn't get into it.
To each his own. Because for me, like, Uncharted is one of the few, like, shooter games actually kind of like, so, whatever.
Not FPS.
it is confirmed that this E3 we're going to get a lot of new Uncharted 4 details. And
Okay.
so, everyone should just look forward to that.
Awesome.
Okay. So that's good with that. So,
Next up, we have games from Media Molecule, who make games like Little Big Planet and Tearaway, the platformer sandbox genre, and chances are, if they make a new game and reveal it, it's probably going to be of the same genre.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see them going out of their way to make something different than they have been. Yeah.
It's also rumored that it may be a game for Morpheus, so it'd be interesting to see, since I already do a lot of stuff with Little Big Planet with player-generated content, what they can do with virtual reality.
That definitely opens up an interesting possibility for these kind of games.
Especially in this genre, since we can have first-person versions of what can be done in Little Big Planet. Maybe we'll get like first-person platforming and more of that virtual reality things and first-person sandbox creation in virtual reality.
Yeah.
That'll probably be very cool. And that's it on Media Molecules game.
Okay, so up next, we'll be talking about the rumor that Gran Turismo 6 is going to be re-released on PS4 as Gran Turismo 7 Prologue, and a little bit about Drive Club, which we already know some stuff about, but they're just going to be showing more like footage and gameplay at E3. So both of these games are, well, Drive Club's a new IP, but both of them are being recognized for how good they look, the detail that goes into the cars, into the tracks. How my personal feeling about it, though, I'm not really interested in track races because I feel like I'm constrained and there isn't a lot to do beyond that, going around the same track however many times you want to. So I think it'd be interesting if Sony developed an open world Gran Turismo that was kind of like the Need for Speed series, or what Criterion did with Burnout Paradise.
And personally, I'm into more of the party racing games like Mario Kart and stuff like Blur. But
Yeah, to me, like, with track racing or whatever, like in Gran Turismo, like, the reason I like Mario Kart is because they take that, but they, like, add a whole another layer with items and, like, the weird track design to make it interesting, so.
Jet racing by itself, it's kind of, it seems more like an arcade experience
Yeah.
And when it is, then there's that, there's the surprise of seeing a track for the first time when you just go by an arcade machine, and I guess that bit of eye candy is where the appeal comes in.
Yeah, and then also like, the arcade like setup with the wheel and crap,
Yeah, but when you're just at your home playing the same track over and over with a controller, most likely.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to each his own, whatever. It's a game that sells well, so good for them.
Yep.
But anyway, another thing that I'm pretty sure is confirmed as a thing that's going to happen, don't know about, is God of War 4. So this is E3, of course, the opportune time to really show this game, kind of like Uncharted 4, which we know they're doing now. I was corrected. The only problem with this game that I see is that I don't really know what they could possibly do with the franchise, considering God of War 3 basically ended. So, like, whole, Kratos legacy or whatever you want to call it. So, unless they like go into a new mythology with like completely new characters, I don't know what they could do that wouldn't be super lame and just an excuse to make them a God of War game.
Using a new character and a new mythology is the main thing they can do to draw people in, because, like, as much as people love Kratos and all his anger, he's had 6 games already. They've re-released 5 of those games like 3 or 4 times. I think everybody's just kind of tired of him.
Yeah, he needs a break.
Yeah, and the only problem though is that I see with like a new mythology is that like there's been no hint of it in the series at all, that there's like anything else from what I know anyway. Maybe there is something that I just don't know about.
You think it's kind of weird, like, if they do go with another character in another mythology, think it would still be okay if they called it God of War 4? Or you think they would have to
Well,
the
that's what I'm saying.
subtitle?
They definitely have to. Yeah, they'd have to change the subtitle definitely, or maybe like
At least.
At least, even still calling it God of War would be a bit much. So, who knows?
Personally, I'd like to either see it use either Japanese mythology or just Asian mythology in general, or maybe something like Norse mythology.
Oh, I saw the best thing ever. They should do Native American mythology.
That would actually be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That would be completely awesome.
Did a
Because that's like
project on
definitely
that a while
done.
ago.
Like, when has there been like a legitimate like Native American like mythology thing like ever? Besides like some random like nod at like some enemy.
Play as Thunderbird.
Yeah, like come on, that'd be the best thing ever. They could do crap with like Thunderbird, like Wendigos, like all this amazing stuff, which is like not existent. So
So let's hope that happens.
exactly.
It's a possibility. Well, a long-reaching possibility, but it'd be cool, I guess. Next up, we have a new registered IP, one that was registered alongside the IP Entwined, one called Killstrain, and people are seeing a similarity to a past Sony series, Siphon Filter. And Siphon Filter is a sci-fi third-person shooter stealth game, which is along the lines of SOCOM, Metal Gear Solid, but a bit more sci-fi than those, I believe.
Yeah, this again, kind of with these games, well, pretty much with any game in general, the whole main issue is like, what would make it different than like Metal Gear Solid? Why would you play that instead of Metal Gear Solid, for example? So, but again, it's just since it's a new IP, we know nothing about it. We can't even really begin to discuss that. But E3, perfect time to show off the game itself. Give us a reason. So.
Another interesting thing is that this is rumored to be a reboot by Sony Bend, and they are originally a portable Sony console developer, and they're moving on to the PS4 according to this lore, so people might believe, if you own a Vita, that they're being abandoned.
Come on, the Vita's not even worth stealing.
Shots fired.
That's okay. That's okay. See you one day. Okay, so they're making a Wipeout game for PS4, which is interesting because they closed the studio that made all the other Wipeout games. So if they put it in the hands of new developers, it might not feel the same. They might not capture the same quality fans of the series felt that the other games had.
If you had to pick a developer to take it from Liverpool Studios, who would you pick? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know, because Sony doesn't really, besides the people who make Gran Turismo, they don't really make racing games. So unless they, like, there's one that it might be Evolution. I'm not familiar with whatever they've done, but if it's anything like Wipeout 3 in HD on PS3, then I think that'd be pretty interesting and worth playing. And since you two haven't played any Wipeout games, they're kind of like Mario Kart in that you have customizable vehicles on the track, you have weapons and speed boosts and whatnot. So it's pretty.
It's a bit like Blur.
Yeah.
All I know is that whenever I hear Wipeout, I think of the damn TV show, and it gets me confused.
Yeah. I think when they make the title in the games, they spell it with like a capital E and a lowercase O or something. It's
What the hell?
weird.
Oh, just to avoid copyright or whatever.
Yeah.
Weird.
Quantic Dream is rumored to be making a game for PS4, which would make sense since they made the Dark Sorcerer tech demo that was at E3 last year, and they're also the studio that made Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls on PS3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Heavy Rain was like one of those that it's one of those games that like I've just seen around, but I never really like looked into it. But it was always like somewhat interesting. So I don't know. Can we either kind of explain a little bit more about the game to me?
Not it.
See, this is the thing that Chomp and I kind of don't like about some games, because this is where one of those interactive movie stereotypes come from.
Oh boy.
Where it's literally
It begins.
there isn't a lot of gameplay. It's very story focused, and you're basically just going along with the plot. You make a few decisions that may affect what does or does not happen, but the end result is still kind of the same.
It's more about like you're kind of playing a movie, but you are controlling kind of roughly what's happening.
Yeah.
Kind of. And
Teach his own then for liking it. I mean, I guess if it has like a really good atmosphere or something, it can be good, but I don't know.
Like, it does, but at the same time, it's like if you're
it's
looking
good
for
as a story,
right,
but like
Okay.
not
if
as
you're
a
looking
game.
for a heavy gameplay experience, this is not the game you're looking for.
You may as well watch this kind of game on YouTube or something.
Perfect Let's Play material.
Just put the controller down and let the game do its work.
The game plays itself, guys.
It's the future.
Technically.
Anyways. Next we have an apparently beautiful game.
So it's me again. So the
Yep.
Order 1886, which this is a game that I'm really excited about because it's a third-person shooter, but it's not like a conventional third-person shooter. It's a set in
It's one of the few.
yeah. So it's being made by Radiant Dawn, which is another developer that worked on PSP games before moving on to PS4. And it's basically it's set in Victorian, the steampunk version of Victorian England. So, and it's really cool. It has different history, different weapons.
It reminds me of a rail shooter that's based on, like, when the Americans went to, like, America for the first time, but it was like a space-style rail shooter, and it was hilarious. It was like a bullet hell. And
It's seeing some like videos of this game. It does look really interesting, especially like because they showed like some weapons or whatever and how they kind of tied it to the technology of the time. I personally really like alternative reality kind of stuff, just as a concept. So I don't know. I just think I think that this definitely has potential to set itself apart and be unique, and so that's good in this genre, which I think is bogged down way too much by games that are too similar. So,
While this is more Vita abandonment, perhaps this is more welcome, probably, because the game does look stunning.
yeah,
For someone who has experience making stuff for portable consoles instead of home consoles.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And if that's a good sign, maybe the game by the other developer who will be doing home console stuff now will also look great.
Yep.
And since you brought Vita up again, technically you can play these games on the Vita since it has remote play.
Kind of, but it's not the same. Still,
Just
if they do have one thing going for them, it's since these developers have the experience making great looking experiences on a smaller screen, maybe
It's probably easier to like scale up than scale down.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Next up we have a game that's possible from Ninja Fury, and people are rumoring that it's a Heavenly Swords sequel or something. The only experience I have with Ninja Fury is the game Upper M, and I don't want to start any debate on that right now. But
A good idea executed not as well as it could have been. There you go. That's a good summary.
I would also like to remind everyone that they were not the lead developer on that game.
Yeah, that's true.
blame Sakamoto, I guess. And this would be a hack and slash action, of course, which those are games that I really enjoy just for the bloodlust. And
And people gave them a lot of flack
Just
for
fun.
how they changed Dante's design in the new Devil May Cry, but I liked it. It was solid gameplay wise. It looked good, and
Yeah.
I don't think like they
I
should
think it
have
was good.
received as much hatred as they did.
Well, yeah, it's like bullshit with like, you know, people complaining about the Mario Kart 8 roster. It's like, in the end of the game, that doesn't matter. You know, it really doesn't. The actual, like, you know, in Mario Kart case, the track design, in this case, the gameplay is what matters in the end.
Yeah, I really feel like this is also, again, an Upper M situation, where Upper M's gameplay really isn't too bad, but people are complaining about the story. I think with the new Dante design, that's also more what they're complaining about. I
Well,
think
I mean,
the
the story-
gameplay there is probably fine, but people are mad that Dante has become more of this douche protagonist.
I guess. I don't know.
Sony made a studio with just college students, which is like one of Sony's Sony of America's game developers helped teach their class, and now they're working at Sony making games. So their first game is going to appear at E3, and I just think it's pretty cool that they're giving these young people a chance to show what they've learned and grow more as developers so early on.
Yeah, this is definitely something that I support completely, because I feel like a main problem with college, considering I just finished my second year, is that you have to really either go out of your way, or you have to be like insanely smart to get put into positions that like actually have hands-on experience with what you're learning. So, because like for me, you know, we have like undergraduate research, but that program is so ridiculously competitive. It's like, don't even bother unless you have like a perfect grades. So this is definitely a really good opportunity for them, and I think it opens up for a lot of interesting possibilities, because especially college students, you know, like the stereotypical college student as someone who's just kind of not totally like doesn't really understand the way the world works or whatever. So, but and I mean
Yeah.
that's you'd argue that's a bad thing, but like in this case it might be a good thing because it can really have them explore and do something new.
I'm wondering if this studio is going to create more kind of indie experiences, but not really indie.
Yeah,
Or
that's what I'm
they're
thinking.
going to move on to like some
Well-
actually pretty big projects, which might be interesting in itself as well.
Like, if they were just college students on their own and Sony happened to give them like money to make exclusive games, I think that's pretty different from actually being a studio for a publisher and making
Right,
it
right,
into
right. No.
house.
Right, so I think this is good though because it's kind of like it's taking people who are just fresh out of this. They just learned all this. They have all the new ideas, and they're immediately putting them in the setting where they would be if they were full on in the job.
Yeah.
So it's a really good transition into doing this. I think it could open a lot of interesting opportunities.
Yeah.
So do more of this.
Yes, take note, developers.
Do things that are smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of the prototype games they worked on were for the Vita, so there's a good chance that it's going to be a video game that they show at E3.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we'll just have to see. So, another thing, well, this is kind of not related, but anyway, Infamous Second Son is rumored. Is it rumored or is it confirmed that it will have DLC?
It's just a rumor.
I am not sure, but
Just a rumor, okay.
Yeah.
But so, as far as E3 goes, this seems kind of like whatever. I don't really see them showing this at E3 personally, although it definitely could be something that comes out. Considering, you know, getting new powers and new missions and all that kind of stuff, it'd be good to expand the experience of Infamous, to, you know, expand the gameplay and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, in terms of like E3, do you either of you think like Sucker Punch might actually show something brand new at E3?
I don't think so, because Infamous Second Son just came out in March, so if they're working on something right now, unless they're making like a different game, they have a different team working on it, they shouldn't have anything to show.
Sly Cooper.
yeah.
I want
wouldn't
Sly
you like
Cooper.
that?
Let it go.
Wait. No.
Maybe something, but DLC? It would have to be some pretty big DLC for that to mean anything.
Yeah, for an E3 reveal especially.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm sorry I'm so bitter, but Sly 4 was kind of disappointing. So, wow.
Infamous is the future.
No.
Embrace
My
the future.
baby. My baby.
Stop.
You could actually get his like weapon or whatever it's called. I forgot the name of his weapon. You can actually get it in Sly 4 and use it. So, hooray for that, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's like electric, right?
No, oh, you're thinking about Infamous 2, I think. Cole had Sly's cane.
Yeah. It was Cole's. What's it?
His
I don't
power.
remember the name of it. Yeah. You could use that, and you could like electrocute enemies to take them on one hit. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, they did a lot of
It was like
cross-promotional stuff between Sly and Infamous 2.
well, I mean, it makes sense because they're both originally Sucker Punch, but Sly 4 is now Senzaro, so meh.
Up next we have Project Beast from Sony Japan, and Star really wants to talk about that, so...
Okay, so Project Beast, this rumor came out a while ago that From Software is making a spiritual successor to Demon Souls, or even Demon Souls 2, and the code name right now is Project Beast. So, personally, I'm pretty interested in it, because I haven't really gotten into the other Souls games, but I've wanted to for a while, just money restraints and other stuff that I wanted to play.
Yeah, I honestly don't really know much about the series, but from what I've seen, it definitely looks like it has a solid foundation, so nothing to complain about, really.
We're also talking a bit about rumors for The Last Guardian, which I wonder which would come first, Half-Life 3 or this.
At this
Yeah, because when was that shown off originally?
2006.
Like 20... Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
Damn, okay, I thought it was later than that at least. But yeah, because it's the same team that developed Shadow of the Colossus and Eco.
Yeah.
So they definitely, there's a lot of hype because Shadow of the Colossus is like arguably
Great
one of the
game.
best games ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Even I
yeah,
like
it's
it.
just like, oh my god, give me game, please. I want, but no.
But you're like, lol, no.
Yeah.
After the director left, we haven't heard anything in like 4 years. It's just like journalists have seen it at places like that weren't official showings of the game, but the general public hasn't seen anything since its big E3 showing.
So I guess
And
this
was
would
that
be
like
the perfect.
that was like 2011, wasn't it?
Um,
That last big showing,
I think so.
2010 or 2011, somewhere around there. So yeah,
This would be a perfect time to show it, or you could wait another year. But
It still exists.
people will get mad
yeah.
if they. You heard it here first. If they show it at E3 this year.
Okay, so on top of Project Beast and Last Guardian, there's also a mystery game that's supposed to show up. And personally, since they renewed the IP for Legend of Dragoon 2 years ago, I hope it's either a remake or like a prequel of that, because that's probably my favorite game of all time.
That's the game where you're like there's like aerial combat, right?
No,
Or something.
There's a lot of.
you're thinking about
There's a
Panzer Dragoon.
time combo system.
That's the I'm thinking of Panzer Dragoon. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Panzer Dragoon is just a rail shooter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of for some reason.
That's not what this game is. Definitely not. This game is an RPG.
Yeah, so
And
like,
apparently a really good one at that.
Yeah, now I know it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
because they came out around that time that Final Fantasy VII was really popular, and they started making 3D games on PS1. And like, it's not the story and atmosphere. It's kind of cliche in those departments, but the gameplay is like it hasn't been done since then. So basically,
What was the main thing it did?
they had the addition system, so like when you do your regular attacks, you time your button presses and would determine how much damage that particular combo would do. And each character had like between 6 to 9 combos that they could get as they leveled up.
That sounds like all the Mario RPGs.
Yeah, this is
Sounds like Xenogears.
Yeah, the original one, Mario and Luigi, and like Paper Mario all have that basically.
but it wasn't the
The
way
more
it
you know.
was. in Legendary
Yeah, no,
Spirits.
of course, because it's back then, and like it's not a bad system. It's a system that actually makes RPG gameplay somewhat involved.
Yeah, and then
Because a lot of it's just select this and they do it.
instead of having regular magic attacks like Final Fantasy has fire, blizzard, thunder, they would have items, and when you use the items, it would either do a set amount of damage, or you would mash X to make the item do more damage.
Yeah, so that's interesting. It's an interesting thing that you could do. Well, it's an interesting idea to really make an RPG more interactive, and like I said, besides the Mario RPG, I can't really think of that many other examples that use it. So make more.
I'm not saying it's that, but if they reveal anything else, I would hope that would be it.
Mhm.
Alright. Well, next up we have what's probably expected, just because this is Sony's presentation, that third party is gonna be having a presence there. And specifically...
I think it's fairly. I would argue that Sony has the greatest third-party interaction out of the three.
Yeah,
So-
definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty much expected.
4 companies that are specifically mentioned are Square Enix, EA, Konami, and Rockstar. And out of these, there could be some very exciting picks. Rockstar, some people are very, very excited for a new the Grand Theft Auto 5's next gen reveal, which is going to be shown. We're talking about now, actually. And stuff like Borderlands and Red Dead Redemption.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Square
Hearts?
Enix games.
I know.
Metal Gear Solid. That'll probably have some kind of showing since Konami's involved.
Well, Metal Gear something, yeah.
EA.
They're probably
Sports.
gonna show like FIFA.
EA does whatever.
Sports.
If it's the Sony
Yeah.
conference, they're gonna show FIFA and probably Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare on PS3 and PS4.
Is that EA?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
thought
it
it was.
is now. It's PopCap, but PopCap is now owned by EA.
Oh, okay. Huh. Didn't know that. Okay. Well, I don't know. Plants vs Zombies is always one of those games that I liked. So
I would buy Garden Warfare. That's another thing that has an interesting spin on third-person shooter combat.
yeah, it's because it's kind of like pseudo tower defense, pseudo third-person shooter,
Yeah.
and especially because like you have like different classes of zombies and different plants that like do different things.
Yeah.
So
And
It's
it
pretty-
looks really freaky. So,
yeah, I've seen gameplay of the PC version and it looks pretty fun. So yeah.
Oh, and just back to Grand Theft Auto 5 for a second. Do you think it'll be kind of weird if they reveal next-gen versions before they reveal the PC version?
I think the PC version will kind of be in that group of next-gen GTA V. So I doubt it's not going to be the best-looking version, just because the PC version always is the best-looking version.
And it'll have mods.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that, PC owner and all. And I'm wondering if they're specifically going to show more of Grand Theft Auto 5 during this Sony conference or during the Microsoft conference.
Yeah.
Or if they're going to show it at both.
Yeah, that's one reason why I'm thinking they might not show it off at all. Is just because like in conferences, just because it's split between two. So
Yeah.
Whoever bought them out more.
it's all about the money.
It is. It's
I
not
know.
always a bad thing, but
Usually.
yeah.
So then, basically, just to start wrapping this up a little bit, they'll be talking, of course, about Morpheus since they revealed that this year, and PlayStation Now, which is the subscription service that they're gonna have for PS3 games and some other stuff. I think probably PS1, PS2. That you can play on PS4 and PS3 and other Sony products.
That would be neat. And your thoughts on the lack of Vita info? Is it being abandoned?
Like, the Japanese developers are like giving it love. They regularly release games that actually get localized, but Sony, for the most part, hasn't really made anything for it since Killzone came out, and that's arguably one of the best games that's on the Vita right now. So I just want to see like if they do neglect it again, like they kind of did last year in Wonder Book, or was that? I don't remember, but I hated Wonder Book with a passion.
It's kind of sad. I really want a Vita if a Sony console out more than I want a PS4, and I really wish they would give it a bit more love. I know I'm a 3DS person, but
Yeah, personally, I don't care for the Vita just because there's nothing that it specifically can do that I really care about in terms of its like special features. I don't really care about personally. But I haven't really looked into the games, but I have looked into Gravity Rush, and that seems pretty damn awesome. So, because aren't they confirmed they're making?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be cool if they showed that off. But besides that, I personally just don't care.
don't look up Monster Mon Piece. That wraps up Sony, but that's not the end of this episode. As you can see, there's still time left.
Okay. So anyway, we're going to now move on to Microsoft speculation for E3. Basically, starting off here with another Halo game.
Can I take it away now?
Yes.
Okay, so they already revealed Halo 5, and they gave it the subtitle Destiny, coming out in 2015. Some people are disappointed that it's not coming out this year. They actually are going to release 1 through 4 on Xbox One. That would entice people to not wait for Halo 5, which would mean waiting a whole nother year. And personally, I feel like Halo is one of the better first-person shooters out there because it's different. It was one of the first first-person shooters I actually played. I like the weapon selection. I like the power-ups they have recently implemented. Well, you two haven't played Halo, so you wouldn't know what they are, so I won't go into it.
I played a little bit of Halo, but
Me too, but I mean, probably not as much as you have.
Yeah, because like, I don't have a 360, but my brother does. So whenever he brings that over, or I'm at his apartment, I'll play that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like you're saying, there's a bunch different with the Halo series. I personally don't see it, but I haven't really played it, so who knows? Again, for me, I just don't like first-person shooters in terms of gameplay. I cannot stand the controls, so that's not for
because
me.
you're born.
That's part of it, but I just like the dual stick aiming. I cannot do it. I don't know why. I'm terrible at it. So.
Well, that's okay. This is coming out on the Xbox One, so we know there's going to be Kinect functionality. Eh?
Well,
Eh?
Oh my god, I might actually play it then. This would be hilarious.
Hey guys, I'm playing Halo on the Kinect split screen.
That would be the funniest thing ever.
Stop reaching over to my screen.
Xbox, shoot him in the face. But yeah. And as far as the Halo series goes, like, I haven't played 4 because my brother's a douche and he doesn't bring his Xbox over here anymore. But Reach, I loved Reach more than any other Halo game series because, like, story-wise, it reminded me a lot of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII with well, do you mind if I do spoilers?
Go ahead.
So
Spoiler alert.
basically, it's a lot like how Spartan Noble 6, that's the player's character throughout the game. He ends up alone with all his squad members dead, and he's basically just doing his last stand against the Covenant aliens.
I've seen the ending. I think it was in someone's countdown of like top 10 endings or something.
Yeah, Lone Wolf.
So,
like,
I
love that.
Yeah, it's that. I definitely have to admit that ending is like, it was, from what I saw, like pretty good. So, so you don't know anything about like the story of Halo 4 though.
Like, I know, like, it's something about, because Chief wakes up, there are these ancient aliens or something, but I don't really know what happens because, again, my brother's a douche and doesn't bring his Xbox over here anymore. But I'd play it. I like the story of Halo games. I just felt that Reach had the best story, the most emotionally impacting story. Because, like, when I finished Crisis Core, I cried. I will freely admit that. And I almost cried when I finished Reach. Because I felt like, holy crap, this is Zack all over again. He didn't deserve it.
Kawaii.
Kawaii desune.
Hey, you don't talk about Zack like that.
No, I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, screw you guys. Second of all, just because I actually know Japanese doesn't mean you can trick me like
Kawaii desune.
that. Baka.
You're not even saying it right. I'm the one who knows Japanese. Whatever. Shut up. Continue.
Well, I'm basically gonna talk for this whole outline, so you better get used to it. Forza Horizon 2. Oh, they're doing
Open world racing.
Yeah,
That's your alley.
it is, but the thing is, I played Forza before and I hated it. Like, I don't know what they did with the controls. It was not good. They weren't bad, but I just felt like it didn't feel like I was playing a good racing game. So, like, if I had an Xbox One, which, like, since they're dropping the Kinect now, I might eventually get it. But I'd have to play a demo of Forza before I committed to buying the game, because right now I don't see myself being interested in Forza as it is.
Yeah,
All right.
neither.
Take that, world.
Take that, Forza.
You're really hurting now with your money you don't have.
Because I'm not giving it to you.
They're supposedly making Rise 2. If you've seen the gameplay of Rise 1, you know that it's like ancient Greek warrior or whatever. It's really pretty, but like it got a lot of flack when it was originally revealed because the gameplay was entirely based around quick time events. They changed that in the end product, and apparently people like it, so they're doing it again.
Yeah, well, I mean, quick-time events I'm not against. It's just they have to be implemented correctly, and implementing them in the entire game is not correctly.
Right.
So,
Yeah. If it's like God of War, it should be fine, but
Like, there are limbs flying
everyone to me that
everywhere.
comes to mind.
It's pretty much God of War for Xbox.
yeah,
it's
Except
good.
humans
Correct choices
instead
in
of
that.
demons and gods.
yeah. For like quick-time events, the one that like comes to my mind when I think of ones that were handled pretty well is like Kingdom Hearts 2's reaction commands. So if it's something like that, it would be decent. But I think that's basically what God of War does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's like that, then sure, why not?
Chomp?
Otherwise, it's great. That's it. Next up, we're talking about there's rumors about Rare rebooting some series, and stuff like Battletoads and Perfect Dark, which would be amazing. Although we really wanted Battletoad for the Wii, now I can't use my pre-order bonus free Wii strap.
You'll live.
I
Yeah,
can cash that in now.
I don't know, like Rare. I mean, okay, I don't think anyone will deny that N64 Rare was the best Rare, and
I can honestly say that I didn't play any of their games.
Even
Okay.
so, anything's better in Connect Sports, right?
True.
yeah.
Wait,
it's
did they
like-
make
it's just-
Donkey Kong Country 64?
Yes.
Yeah. They
Okay,
did.
I played that. I like that.
Yeah. So they made that. They made Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Those are
Perfect
the
Dark.
Yeah, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye.
Which they
Battletoads.
also rebuilt.
Yeah. Well, supposedly. So
They make Golden.
it's definitely
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know they're the best, right?
So Rare was kind of amazing, and now they're not. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, people have said that like Naughty Dog or like Valve are like the new Rare, but yeah. So Rare like definitely has a bunch of old series that they could definitely like bring back. Battletoads I think would be one that'd be very interesting. See how they would bring that up to scale with the new console hardware. Of course, I want.
A new Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yes, I definitely want to see a new Conker's Bad Fur Day. That would be pretty much the greatest thing of all time. And the fact, but the main problem is that they were making a sequel and it was canceled by Microsoft. So,
You guys just want to see the Great Mighty Blue HD.
hey,
Yes.
that's yes, but there's a lot more that they could do with that.
You have a poo fetish.
No.
Yes. We're keeping this in.
Yes.
Word of a rumor that there's going to be a new game from Epic Studios. Now, they can't make a new Gears of War game because Microsoft has actually bought that IP from them. So, it'll be kind of interesting to see what it is they will do and if it'll become as successful as Gears of War. And
But
Your thoughts on
technically,
that?
they could develop it if Microsoft paid them to develop it. Microsoft just owns the IP instead of them owning the IP.
I guess that's true as well.
I don't know. I don't know about like story-wise or anything like Gears of War. So, because did they like end the series as they did like God of War 3, for example, or
Yeah,
what?
because like the same year that the Ascension came out, they released a Gears of War prequel game.
hmm
So I think that's basically done, and they had to start something new.
Yeah.
Milk that cow dry.
Keep milking.
Either way.
And there's not really much I know about it too, but I do know it's insanely popular, so it'll probably.
I don't think it's well known for the story, but more that the
Right.
online gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's the game that really kicked off the popularity of cover-based shooters. So
Yeah. Although a lot of people hate that now. So.
yeah, Platinum Games is making a beat 'em up exclusively for Xbox One. And it's gonna be more like Beautiful Joe.
They could just give us Beautiful Joe. That was a good game. I mean, and it would have to be on a Nintendo system, but that would be better.
Yeah. Well, okay. What else has Platinum Games done recently? For some reason, I'm blanking.
Rumor on Star Fox game, as we talked about before.
But
They actually did.
yeah. Oh, right. Wonderful 101. Duh. That was what I was thinking of. Okay. So yeah, we have
More Nintendo things.
Yeah, we have Bayonetta 1 and 2, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and Wonderful 101 are the main ones.
And now they're working on Microsoft consoles. That's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If this rumor is true.
Yeah. Which, rumors.
If you find it on the internet, it's obviously true every time.
Of course.
Right. Well, we don't really have much else to go on for this, since it's just a rumor of this type of game by this type of studio.
Yeah.
But we do know that's what experience they have with these kind of games, and they are pretty good. So I'm wondering what we could see with this kind of game on a Microsoft platform. Connect beat 'em up. Connect Platinum Studios. Connect Wonderful 101.
That would probably be as hilarious as Halo Infinite.
So obviously we got to do it.
Exactly.
I played the demo for Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and that's pretty much all I've done for Platinum Games.
We still don't know what Revengeance means.
It'll be in the dictionary eventually.
Can't believe fucking Selfie got the dictionary. Whatever. Anyway.
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive. Yay!
I forgot who's making this game, but it looks pretty cool. I was interested when they got revealed at E3 last year, so it's basically like, I really don't know that much about it, but it's one of the big games that people are looking forward to for this year.
Let's see. It is developed by Insomniac.
Oh, so it's made by people who made Ratchet and Clank, and they made that other game that I don't know what happened with. It was called Fuse or something.
I have no idea what this game is, so
they made
guys fill me in on this.
Yeah.
Fuse, Ratchet and Clank. Oh, they're making the unreleased Spire game that's supposedly going around too. So
Sunset Overdrive. I know nothing about it. Can someone explain a bit more?
It's like people have like compared it to Jet Set Radio, kind of.
Oh wow, that'll be good. Then maybe.
Maybe.
It's soda monsters or something. The soda is poisoning people and turning them into monsters. There are a few playable characters. It's colorful, lighthearted, fun.
Sounds interesting, man.
Yeah, it seems like it's open world, and yeah, definitely seems like it could be interesting potential, because it's like it's something that's like, interesting and concept seems kind of silly, but who knows? Seems like they could do something with this.
Yeah, but it's also one of those games that, like, if there's a sequel, it'll most likely be multi-platform.
Yeah, true. Considering almost all of Insomniac's like big games are multi-platform, regardless. So yeah.
Next, we're talking about a Mass Effect-like game that isn't Mass Effect, apparently. And this is a rumor. It's of that third-person shooter RPG kind of genre, which my experience with that genre is mostly XCOM, and that's not really a third-person shooter in itself. It's more of a strategy game. And it's...
I think I forgot to put the studio that's making this, but I think it's one of Microsoft's first-party studios. So it'd be interesting to see what their take on the genre. And personally, I really like Mass Effect, so more games like it, the better.
Yeah, Mass Effect is another one of those games like that was with Uncharted, where it's like that kind of overall like a third-person shooter kind of style, but it has other elements that make it more interesting to me. So yeah.
And Chomp still hasn't gotten the trilogy like I told him to, even though it's $10.
Is it still $10? I've been kind of constrained with money right now.
Well, like, you should be able to get it cheap regardless, but when you get the chance, get it, because
And I still need to get Sleeping Dogs pretty soon as well. So
Games with Gold is just moving on to Xbox One as well as Xbox 360. And like with Xbox 360, the free games you get to keep them even with when your gold expires. But on Xbox One, it's gonna work more like PlayStation Plus, where you only keep the games as long as you have a subscription. So like I don't know why they would make it different between systems, because that like people might have an issue with that, but
to enrage people.
right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Hashtag
I don't see any like specific, reason why like this is a better idea than something else. But I mean, it doesn't seem like automatically terrible. So whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, so like as long as they like do everything that Sony does with PlayStation stuff, PlayStation Plus, like all the deals and sales they have, and the free trials, and the free rentals, basically, I think it can work for them, but they need to either make it like it is on Xbox 360 or change it so that the Xbox 360 works like it is on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we're talking about something that'll be interesting for indies. On Microsoft, it's rumored that they're going to be enabling regular people to use their Xbox Ones as dev kits. And
Yeah, so like
that's really just city scene, which might be amazing or
crappy.
depending on your tastes.
So like I think they either talking about it at the initial Xbox One reveal or at E3, but like basically it can either be very good or very bad, and that people can make quality games on their own, or it's going to end up like the App Store and a bunch of clones of crappy games that don't need to exist.
Well,
I still think it's
should make one good game at least.
Yeah, I still think it's a really good idea to put in place, especially for it's like with the what Sony was doing with the college students. It's kind of a similar thing of just getting regular people out into the market, and because I think the whole thing about indie games taking more risks and whatever, because they don't have to worry about bombing, in terms of money. So it definitely sure, we'll get some shit we'll probably get Flappy Bird again and stupid crap like that, but it's like we might get something amazing, and that one amazing thing makes up 100 shitty things. So
yeah, it's worth a shot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And plus, especially for someone like me, who, I don't really know anything with actual programming code. I mean, I took a really brief programming class last semester, but it was taught by people who don't know how to teach, and it was really specific. So, that, because I've always been really interested in game design, but I just don't know the technicalities of actually doing it. So for me, this might be a good way to kind of get into that in some way.
And they might see a bit more buzz if Microsoft is doing some kind of PS Plus system with subscriptions, and maybe some of the indie games, they could be free because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And that might draw some people in, and some good indie games might get some good exposure.
And with letting people use their system as dev kits, I think, well, it's not really specifically about that, but Chomp and I have used RPG Maker before. I used it for my senior exit project, and he's using it right now to make an actual game. And I think if they either made those games playable...
Shameless plug.
For you.
Yeah.
But I think if they either made RPG Maker on PS4 and Xbox One, or allowed the games made with it to be released on things other than PC, that would be pretty awesome.
I can imagine we'll see different engine maker style systems, probably for 3D games, something like that.
Because they used to have
That could be
RPG Maker on PS1 and PS2, but there hasn't really been anything since then on consoles.
We might see something that will help people make some awesome experiences, like the Stanley Parable.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Oh yeah,
that was Source Engine, I believe.
Yeah, Stanley Parable is really awesome. I love that.
And if we got that engine released out, we might see some more of these quirky, awesome titles.
Mm-hmm.
Goat Simulator.
Hey, that's a good game.
Simulator Connect.
Don't talk shit about Goat Simulator.
Oh my god.
Best game, 10 out of 10.
Game of the year, all years.
Yes.
Sony and Microsoft always have third parties show up at their conferences, and well, Microsoft more often than not has some kind of timed exclusive DLC for Call of Duty and stuff. So that'll probably show up in some way.
Yay!
Like, I don't really see the point of timed exclusives. Like, I can see that like Xbox players will get it first, and obviously they'll buy it first, but eventually everybody else is gonna have it too. So why not just release it all at the same time?
What are you talking about? This is great.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like okay, you could do it, but just why? There's not really a reason.
You could nail your balls to the floor, but why?
It's like Ubisoft has been doing that with Sony lately, where they've been like Assassin's Creed 4 had that standalone spin-off that you could buy it separately on PS4 and PS3, but you had to buy it with the game on I think you had to on Xbox and PC, which to me, like, that doesn't make a lot of sense either, because I would play a $10 Assassin's Creed spin-off, but I'm not gonna pay $60 and $10 to just play that.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen now that there's not going to be a Connect forced purchase?
Oh, they're getting rid of the best part.
No more Sonic free riders.
No more constant government watch.
I mean, I think the fact that it doesn't have a Kinect is not the thing that's really the thing here. The main thing is that the fact that because it doesn't have a Kinect, it's $100 cheaper. Like that's.
Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, because the thing is like, you know, people just don't care about the Kinect. So it's like that the fact that you could basically arguably get the quote unquote same product for $100 cheaper is like, you know,
So
that's
it's just now it's just
For some
a
people,
weaker
it's like-
PS4.
For some people, it's like the 2DS. It's like
Oh,
without
yeah.
3D, except the other problem is it also has shitty controls.
Yeah, like, but like I know some people who got a 2DS for like Pokemon X and Y, for example, because like, you know, college money, whatever. So it's not a terrible idea, especially it's because like again for the 3DS, like honestly the 3D is the feature I care the least about on the 3DS because I can't even see it for one. But it's like, you know, game consoles really, like, everyone, you know, always talks about, oh, why is this console not selling well? Why is this not selling well? And it's like, the main reason is just what games are on the damn console.
Right.
Like, you know, the 3DS had a terrible was selling terribly in the beginning. And there was
then
nothing on
games.
it. Yeah, like, what game was on the 3DS in, like, the first year of its release? Like, nothing. were-
Star Fox 64,
Yeah, it's like that.
Ocarina of Time 3D,
Both
remakes,
of
or
both-
Street Fighter.
Both of those are remakes. Yeah, it's like both of those are remakes, and it's like there wasn't, you know, it took a while for us to get, you know, like Kingdom Hearts, Mario Kart, Pokemon, you know, and now the 3DS is selling amazingly well. But it's like now there's games for it. It's like kind of the same with the Wii U, I think. It's like now we have Mario Kart, we're going to be getting Smash, you know,
Good
Zelda.
resurgence, yeah.
So like that'll, you know, help with that a lot too. And then like for me, PS4 and Xbox One, it's like there's no games that will make me want to buy a whole new system right now. I mean, maybe in the future I'll want to get a PS4 and Xbox One, but right now there's just no point for me. So
It's like, if I got one as a gift, or if I won one from all the contests I've been entering for them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy one right now. Like when
Right.
Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15 come out, then that's probably when I'll get a PS4.
Kingdom Hearts is the main reason that I would get a PS4 at this point, but to me, that game alone is not enough reason. So,
it's like,
but
And it definitely isn't enough reason.
by the time Kingdom Hearts comes out, it's gonna be 2020. PS4 is
yeah,
$100 cheaper.
yeah,
Or
that
PS6 will be out.
yeah. I mean, because for me, like, I got my PS3 as a gift, and I didn't even like ask for it, but like I got it as a gift, and I might as well play it. So I got like the Sly trilogy and Sly 4, and then also like Uncharted 3, and I got some other stuff too. So it's like, I got what I had, and I think my PS3 is a decent system, but it's like, so I mean, if someone gives me a PS4, I'll take it, but
Right.
It's
like, I don't know why, but like ever since I got my 3DS and my Vita, I hardly touched the PS3 except for Netflix. And I don't know.
So we're talking about a connectless Xbox One.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay. Well, the point of this is that like the Kinect doesn't matter in terms of enjoying the Xbox One. Like, no, everyone. The thing about the Xbox One is people will buy an Xbox One because there are games on the Xbox One that they want to play, and the fact that basically, because for example, maybe you're thinking, oh, I want to buy these 3 games, but that price is maybe a bit much. But now it's like, oh, there's these 3 games I want to play, and also this price has been lowered, so it gets more people to buy the system because there's probably 2 people in the entire world who bought the Xbox One for the Kinect.
I don't think it'll meet with the same flack that the 2DS met with at the start, because some people actually really like the 3D. But, like you said, there's probably like someone and their grandmother who wants to connect.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing, like, that sort of audience who would go for that is like the audience who bought the Wii for motion controls.
Right.
Yeah.
And those people already have the Wii for the motion controls, so that's why like the Wii U didn't get the same crowd, because they just already had the Wii. So it's the same kind of thing where, again, if you got the Kinect, you will have like an Xbox 360. You're not going to automatically go up to an Xbox One. So I think it's a smart idea, and then it will help them. But to me, like, again, it doesn't affect me just because there isn't really a game on the Xbox One that I think is worth getting Xbox One on. But who knows? It may change. I have no idea. So there's that.
My thing is, like, they announced this at the beginning of May, and the Kinect, well, it's coming out next week now, but that's a whole month where people are saying, oh, I can wait for the price drop and not buy an Xbox One until then. So May is going to look really bad for them. So they're going to have to hope that the price drop is going to be enough to make up for it.
Well, month-to-month sales are not really that helpful, just because yearly sales like fluctuate always. Like holiday is always better than other times of the year. So, whatever. It's kind of like people who are like, oh, like, Nintendo lost some amount of money in March. It's like, okay, but they have so much more. It's like, it's kind of just a dumb thing to even bring up. It's like people who complain about the stock market crashing, like going down on 1 point in 1 day. It's like, that doesn't matter in the long run. Right. Thank you guys for listening to our Sony and Microsoft E3 speculation discussion. We will be going over our reactions to E3 and trying to get those videos up as soon as possible if that happens. In the meantime, hopefully Chomp and I will get a Mario Kart 8 list out fairly soon.
Should we be doing... Shut up, Star.
We specifically are not inviting Star because he's a douche, but we will... Shut the fuck up! Okay, so we'll get to that and see you guys later.
Alright, let's jump out.
Out.
Bye folks, Star out.